South Pasadena has a project where half of it is finished and winning preservation awards, and the other half is still sitting there waiting for someone to build it. Rosemead's 43,000 square feet food hall quietly moved its opening to spring of 2027, and Arcadia is adding almost 900 units to 1/4 mile of Santa Anita. These are the developments that are actually going to change the San Gabriel Valley. I'm going to walk you through each one, what's real, what's stalled, and which one I think doesn't belong where they're putting it. What's up everyone, I'm Chen. I'm a realtor and I cover real estate development and community news here in the San Gabriel Valley to help you become a more informed buyer and seller in this market. Today, I'm going city by city, Arcadia, South Pass, Rosemead, Temple City, Monrovia, 5 of the biggest projects in the San Gabriel Valley, 5 different outcomes, and my honest read on each of them. I pulled all of this from the city filings and environmental documents straight from the city's website. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in the SGV, I'd love the opportunity to help. Click the link to book a call with me. My link is in the description below. So let's get into it. So first is Arcadia, because this is the one that changes the neighborhood the most. And the story is that there's actually 3 things happening all within a 1/4 mile. The project I think affects Arcadia the most is called the Arcadia Town Center, the corner of Huntington and Santa Anita, the northwest to be specific. 5 stories, 181 condos, 13,000 square feet of ground floor retail, and most importantly, 60 feet tall. About 29 months of construction once it starts. That's a big project. And if you're familiar with what's there now, it's a gasoline station, parking lot, and 1-story older office buildings. It's across the infamous Denny's building with the windmill and the Arcadia County Park. So this is going to be a big contrast and bring a lot of traffic to an already congested area. Now, I'm all for more housing, but I don't think this project in particular really fits the area. It feels like way too much density, especially with everything else going on here. And I think you'll know what I mean because the next project just a block away, Alex and Azalea, is a 319 unit apartment building going up at 150 North Santa Anita, opening early 2027. And if you've driven by, you've probably seen the construction of this building. So we have 319 units here, 181 units south at the town center, and then another development, yes, another one at 325 North Santa Anita called Alexin Arroyo with another 359 units. Yes, this block in Arcadia is building heavy. Add that all up and that's an additional 859 units just on this block of Santa Anita alone, potentially coming in the next few years. And in tandem with this development, the new Hilton at 123 West Huntington has already completed too. So a lot of initiatives in this area. These projects are going to hit downtown Arcadia hard. I think it's far enough from the Santa Anita Mall that I don't think it'll affect the traffic. But First Avenue, the restaurants, the businesses around Huntington and Santa Anita, that's who feels this. And I'm hopeful that an influx of occupancies here will bring a lot of traffic to those local businesses. But here's a detail that not a lot of people know about. In the environmental documents for the town center, the city has to upsize about 1.3 miles of sewer line to 12 inches along Santa Anita Avenue between Huntington and Camino Real. And that work has to be finished before they can actually issue the occupancy permit. So there's a piece of public infrastructure sitting between approved and when the timeline starts. And that's something that not a lot of people are talking about on this project. So my read on Arcadia is this is the biggest change coming to any SGV city right now. Not because of one building, because it's a corridor. In 10 years, this stretch of Santa Anita between Huntington and Colorado will look nothing like it will look like today. So let me know, what do you want to see in that ground floor retail? Because that's the part that will really decide if this becomes a real extension of the downtown or just apartments with a coffee shop. Now, that's one of 2 in this video that I have a problem with. The other one is for a completely different reason, and I'll get to it. So the second project, let's move west to South Pasadena. And this is the most interesting story in the whole video. 1020 El Centro, the old South Pasadena School District headquarters built in the 1920s. Gangi Development bought the block in 2021 for $12.5 million. And the plan was 2 things at once. First, restore the historical building. And second, build or do something with a lot on Mission Street side of that parcel. The historical building side of El Centro is just about finished. It's called School Hall. They restored it to how it looked in the 1920s and 30s, clay tile roofs, the whole thing, with amazing tenants and one of my favorite taco spots in there, Via's Tacos. There's also Sid the Cat, Boy and the Bear in there, and the South Pasadena Preservation Foundation is giving it their Historic Preservation Award for 2026. It's open now. A few of other tenants are slowly building and completing with the expectation of opening this year. On the other side, it'll be interesting to see who buys that lot. It has approved plans for 108 residential units with condos and 10,000 square feet of ground floor retail. It's prime location too, so I think the right buyer should pick it up soon. And my thoughts is that this is a great fit for South Pasadena. Small, preservation focused on Mission Street and El Centro, which is a real main street. If it gets delivered the way it's drawn, which it seems like it is, I think it's the best of the five and really fits South Pasadena's character. So let me know, would you rather have the restaurants or the housing? Because right now, South Pas has one and not the other. All right, so we moved west. Now let's move south to Rosemead, Myriad Public Market, 8889 Valley Boulevard. And let me set the scene first. This is the office and previous Thai restaurant, Thai Kadai building on Valley, in the same lot as the USPS, 7 courses of beef restaurant, the Great Wall Supermarket, and Pho Pasture. The development is building 4 levels. 43,000 square feet, 27 tenant spaces, rooftop bars and restaurants. And they're calling it the only rooftop food hall in the San Gabriel Valley and maybe even SoCal. And to give you some scale, because this project is huge, Glendora Public Market is about 18,900 square feet. That's been the biggest food hall in the SGV for a while. Blossom Market Hall in San Gabriel is 11,000 square feet with 13 stalls. So Myriad is roughly 4 times Blossom. That's a big swing for Valley Boulevard, and it was supposed to be open this year, and I drove by and there is a lot left to do. When I checked, the developer's own website now says spring of 2027, so that deadline and timeline has already moved. But my real concern for this project isn't even the food, it's the parking. If you've been there, you know. It sits next to Rosemead Library and City Hall and directly across PCC's Rosemead campus. So that parking lot is already tight, and without this development, put that 43,000 square feet destination there with the same hours and same spaces, I think it gets pretty ugly and pretty fast. My thoughts is that they need to work something out, maybe across the street with City Hall or something, because that plaza and that parking spot is already crowded. I sold a house on Ivar, which is that same street near the site. And when we were talking about Rosemead, what's here and what's coming, this project came out. So although it's already a selling point, I think this is gonna be too big for this plaza unless they solve the parking problem. So do you think this rooftop food hall will work in this plaza, or is it too big? So Temple City, 9465 Las Tunas Drive at Cloverleaf. 4 stories, 46 condos, 58 square feet of ground floor retail and office space, and it replaces a 22,000 square feet strip mall. So there's podium parking for 136 cars, and the units run between 1,027 square feet to 1,750 square feet. The Cloverleaf and Coffee Bakery there will stay on the corner and it's not going to get knocked down. So 2 things I want to point out on this project. First, these are condominiums for sale, unlike a lot of other developments in the San Gabriel Valley that are apartments for rent. And that matters here more than anywhere else, because in my Temple City video, I said that if you want a condo in that city, you'll be waiting for a while. Every 11 homes that sell, only about 2 condos do, because there's almost no condo product in Temple City. So 46 for sale units on Las Tunas fills a real gap demand in this city. Second, the timeline. The city approved this entitlement back in 2022, so that's 4 years ago. It got the exemption under CEQA for environmental, which is the fast path, but it's still not built yet. So this one is small, it fills the gap, but we're still waiting for it to happen. So we'll see what comes in the next few years. And regarding the location, I'm fine with this one. Las Tunas is a main street. This is the corridor. 4 stories on Las Tunas is what the street is for. So I think this one fits and can be a good addition to the small supply of condos. So let me know, would you buy a brand new condo on Las Tunas, or does that not even appeal to you at all and you want to go the single family route? And finally, Monrovia. This is the other one that I don't agree with. 701 South Myrtle, the southwest corner of Myrtle and Olive. Now I want to be fair to the city first. Monrovia calls this area the Old Town Extension District. Their idea is to stretch Old Town's walkable character south down Myrtle. That's their stated plan, and it's been the plan for years. And the project will bring 5 stories, 204 apartments, 20 of them affordable, a lot of retail space, and 1.5 levels of underground parking with 329 spaces. Monrovia City Council approved it unanimously on December 2nd, 2025, but I don't think it works. Here's my issue. Almost all of Monrovia's new density has gone up south, like even more south than where we're building, around Station Square and the A-line. That's the right place for it. That's what that area is for. Roughly 1,000 apartments have been approved or built down there. 701 South Myrtle is different. This is the first one that pushes 5 stories up to the southern doorstep of Old Town. And Old Town Monrovia is the most American small town main street that we have in the San Gabriel Valley. That's the identity of the entire city. So a 5-story building right there takes something away from that. It just doesn't fit the neighborhood. And I want to be consistent about this as well, because I feel differently about Mission Street and Las Tunas. Those are main streets. They're built to carry it. South Myrtle though, below Olive, isn't the same street. Now currently, that's to say that the project status is that it's approved, but it's not permitted yet. The businesses are still there, nothing has really moved. Once they break ground, it's estimated for 21 months of construction. So of these 5, this is the one with the longest road ahead. It matters the least right now just because it's furthest from happening, and we'll see how it goes. So Monrovia locals, am I right or wrong on this one? Let me know in the comments below. So let me put this all together of what's happening in the San Gabriel Valley. The biggest change is Arcadia, and it's not even close. 859 new units in a quarter mile is a different category than just a single building. The best fit, South Pass's School Hall. Small preservation first on a real main street, and they already proved that they can execute half of it. My biggest question mark is Rosemead with Myriad Public Market. I love the ambition, love the rooftop concept, but the parking is going to be a problem, and the date has already moved once. And the one that actually helps the city, Temple City, 46 for sale condos, doesn't sound like much, but in a city with almost no or little condo inventory, that's a real option for someone who couldn't get in before. The longest timeline right now is Monrovia, not permitted. There's nothing moving yet, but I don't think it belongs where they're putting it. And here's the pattern I keep going back to. Everyone argues about the height of the building, 4 stories, 5 stories, 60 feet. But I don't think that's the real question. The real question I think we have to ask is location. Does it fit the need of the city? Is it a main street? Is it a small street? Right? Mission Street and Las Tunas Drive, those streets were built to carry density. They've been commercial corridors forever. Putting 4 and 5 stories there is what those streets are actually for. South Myrtle below Olive wasn't built for that. Same height, a different street, completely different outcomes. And Arcadia is the other version of this. Santa Anita can carry density. That is a big and main street. But 859 units in a quarter mile on a corner that's already backed up is too much at once. It's the right street, but all of it converging at once, I think, is too much. That's how I judge every one of these ones going forward. Not how tall, but how much is being built and what street. So that's my full breakdown of the 5 biggest projects I'm seeing in the San Gabriel Valley that will change these neighborhoods forever. So if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in the San Gabriel Valley, or you just want someone to talk through what maybe one of these projects means for your street, book a call with me. My link's in the description below. Also, my weekly SGV newsletter and email are down there as well. Tell me in the comments which one of these 5 you actually think gets finished first. And I want to know what you're seeing in your city. Subscribe if you want more of these SGV breakdowns. I put out videos every week on real estate and what's been happening across the San Gabriel Valley. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.